yung sa question number 12 ध्यान रखो. In this question number 12 is the a particle starts its motion from rest under the action of a constant force if the distance covered in the first 10 second is s1 and that of the distance covered in the first 20 second is s2, then we have to find out the relation between s1 and s2. So the accelerated motion, yesterday we have already explained the nature of accelerated motion. We have to consider the motion of a particle during the time interval t equal to 0 to t equal to 20 second, and here let us consider this to be t equal to 10 second, and let it be represented by this is s1, and what about the distance covered in the first 20 second, it is s2, and what was the initial speed, the body was initially at rest and this body is constantly acted upon by a constant force F equal to ma. So that means coin handing is said, but then question in the question it clearly mentions that the body is continuously acted upon by constant force. Force is constant. If force is constant, mass is also constant. That means our acceleration will be equal to constant number. Do you understand the concept over here? Since mass is constant, or a constant divided by another constant, we will be having a constant, and we can apply these four basic formula. D equal to u plus at, E square equal to u square plus twice as, S equal to ut plus half at square, and Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 twice n minus 1. This can be applicable only when your acceleration remains constant. This is applicable only when acceleration is uniform or constant. Here it is already provided that the body of mass and is being acted upon by a constant force. Constant force means this will be constant, this is constant, a constant divided by another constant, we will be having our acceleration equal to constant. That means we can apply one of this formula. And what is the basic difference between your these two formula? When you apply your s equal to ut plus half at square, and when to apply this s equal to Sn equal to u plus a by 2 twice n minus 1. Yesterday I have briefly explained this. Anyway, I will rewind this a bit. The nature of the accelerated motion will be in 1 second. It will let us consider, for example point of view, this is 2 meter, and in the next 1 second, it produces 7 meter, and in the next 1 second it produces 30 meter. Okay, so such type of motion where in equal time interval the object produces different displacement, then the body is considered to be in acceleration mode. Acceleration in simple language, it means speeding up. Okay, so here t is equal to 0. The starting time must be considered as 0. This is t equal to 1, this is t equal to 2, and this is t equal to 3. So if we have to consider the total duration of motion, it will be from 0 to 3. Okay, so for a total duration, then what will be the displacement? The total displacement produced by any moving object in a given duration will be represented by s equal to ut plus half at square. That means we are going to use this formula for total displacement produced in a given duration, that is from 0 to 3 second, first second, second second, third second. So all together we will be having 39. This is exactly equal to 39. Total in 3 seconds it produces 39 meter. Okay, so we are ready. Now where to apply this formula? If we are to find out the displacement produced in the third second, in this particular second, in this particular moment, the body will produce 30 meter in the third, in the second, in the ninth, or in the 11th. In a particular second, how much of displacement is produced, that will be that can be calculated by using this last equation. Sn equal to u plus a by 2 twice n minus 1. So if we are to put the value here, then we can simply put it as as3 equal to this is u plus a by 2 into what is the duration that we have to consider? Third. So we will be having 2 into 3 minus 1, and this value will be equal to 30. Do you understand the basic difference between these two formula? The first will be applied for the total duration, and the second one will be applied only for a particular second. It may be for the first, or it may be for the second, or it may be for the fifth particular second. Understand the record? Minus the pyramid. For this question number 12, we have to consider the time interval from 0 to 10 and from 0 to 20. It is already given, okay? So we have to apply this formula. See formula is applied the way abra. Yeah, already here in this formula, we do not have our displacement. Displacement abra, so we are going to use the second formula. See, second formula is happens to abra. Yan tay ko, second formula. So ang yung si ay hani si rekhamung ngami bro. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Sikhangi ko, already we are going to use this formula. S equal to S1 will be equal to 0 into t plus this is half into what is the duration, what is the acceleration, this is 8, and what is the duration from S from 0 to 10, it will be 10 square. We can put like this 10 square divided by, let me shorten it, divided by S2. That means the displacement produced from the beginning to the 20-second. It will be 0 into t plus this is half into this is a into this is 20 square. So we will be having S1 by S2 will be equal to this half 80 get cancel out. This is 100 into this is 400. So 1 by 4. And do you understand this step? This first term will be 0, this will be 0, okay? And after getting 0, 0, this half a get cancelled out, and we are left with 10 square in the numerator and 50 square in the denominator. After simplification, we will be having 1 by 4. So your S2 will be equal to 4 times S1. Finish. This will be the relation. Do you understand how to apply this basic kinematics formula? Sikhangan ko. Nang like this say mari ji khata de si mari ji how to apply it. You have to understand this. Here for this question number 18, a body starts from rest. What is the ratio of distance traveled in the fourth and the third second? Your u will be equal to 0, and let us consider this is accelerated motion. So during the first second it produces S1, and during the second this is t equal to 0, this is t equal to 1, this is t equal to 2, and here we have this is t equal to 3, and this will be t equal to 4. 1 second, 1 second, this is 1 second, and we have to find out the displacement produced in the fourth and the third. This will be S4 and this will be S3, and we have to compare the displacement produced in the third and displacement produced in the fourth, provided that the body start from rest. Rest lagi start away ko. Particular formula paantare, your S3 divided by S4 will be equal to, whenever we put u equal to 0, so u is 0, तब kita क्या लेंगे? This is first term 0 second a by 2 into 2 into 3 minus 1. क्या करा? Yeah, recall. Here we will be having 0 plus a by 2 and 2 into 3 minus 1, and this is 0 plus a by 2, and this will be 2 into 4 minus 1. If we calculate this, see this will be 5 and this will be 7. Finish. Our answer will be 5 and 7. ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯧꯇꯣ ꯃꯨꯟꯅ ꯌꯦꯡꯕ ꯇꯥꯏꯀꯣ 7 by answer should be 7 by 5 answer 7 by 5 ꯇꯥꯗꯤ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯍꯪꯉꯤꯁꯦ 4 ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯍꯪꯕ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯔꯦꯁꯤꯌꯣ ꯂꯧꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ according to your question we have to put the displacement produced in the 4th second as numerator ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯝꯃꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤꯗꯤ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ answer ꯗꯣ 7 by 5 must be our answer. Mana handing di sini kok. Question understand tau ngobrol. So mo question je adum live di malaga tum mo question ni ko. It seems very easy but difficult to calculate. Once you understand the concept it will be easy, otherwise difficult way ko. The question ka hai hai kyun man appear isi ka a car is moving along a straight road with a uniform acceleration. That means acceleration remain constant. Whenever acceleration is constant we can use either of these four. We can use one of these formula. Yeah, ko. Mana formula mari piri se mari jigun nama use to where hai ni ko. The mana piri is the it passes through 2 points P and Q. It passes through P and Q with a velocity equal to 30 km/h and 40 km/h respectively. The particle crossed this point P with a speed equal to 30 km/h and when it crosses your point Q, it has a velocity equal to 40 km/h. Then you have to find out the velocity. At this midpoint represented by R. Understand the question? Ado itari midpoint authority we will be having the equal distance between P and R and Q. Ya katra? Eh isi kya naam rabo? Ya ready? Ado di sida angka si kamai how to calculate this question? Kara formula use to gani out of this for given formula which formula is going to be used? Ma is time period bro? Time period dekho. Distance period bro? Yes, distance period mean mana midpoint height you have to develop a knowledge that if R is the midpoint, then the distance between PR and RQ must be equal. Half within a trap. Next, mana period is the initial velocity is given. From here to here, what is the for the motion from P to R, what is the initial velocity? 30 km/h. What is the final velocity? Yeah, which we do not know it. Next up, if we consider the motion from R to Q, then our initial velocity will be VR and final velocity will be 40 km/h, and we have a common acceleration along with equal displacement. So we are going to use this formula. Formula number 2 they use to final given, initial given, common acceleration given, equal displacement is also given. Yeah. I has how many set? Be very simple from this formula d square equal to u square plus twice as, or you can replace it with x and replace of d. Yeah, d square minus u square divided by twice a will be equal to x. Can we put like this? yabra dabra adu di here nang idu se x with respect to pr will be equal to x with respect to rq. Can we have this one? Yare ko se nang ibang ko ibiro what is the velocity, what is the final velocity if we consider the pr displacement, pr displacement consider our final velocity will be vr tabra taiko vr square minus what will be the initial velocity. The initial velocity will be the velocity at the point p, so it will be 30 square divided by twice a. We do not know the acceleration, but we have a common concept that from here to here acceleration remain constant. Acceleration is constant tani na higher because we can apply this formula only when we have common acceleration, so don't forget this. Next time we will see if we have to consider the displacement from r to q, what will be the final velocity? Final velocity will be vq and it can be represented as 40 square minus what is the initial? Initial will be vr square divided by twice a, and here twice a get cancel out. So cancel sakre, and after simplification we will be having sikyatarani this is transferred over this side. Sikyatare this will be 2 times vr square and ibra. Can we have this see yarani ko, and here so kan di kailani se this will be plus la ko adu di 1000 sikatare. This is 900 plus this is 1600 swine ibra yare ko. Here our answer will be v 2 times vr square will be equal to 2500 tabra 2500 ले लेना 2500 divided by 2, so vr will be equal to क्या था रानी vr will be 1250 root over c तागरा तारोमीटर याद है को. And after simplification we will be having 25 सीखो तो नहीं था 2 से divide हो को this is like 2 1 2 2 2 4 1 in 1 1 0 there is galaka 5 0 now when we have to take the square root of this 125 is coming we have 25 into 5 and ibra. Can we have this one so ibra na adu this will be nangi 25 into 56 to make up adu 35 root over 50 yung tabra. Answer to come will be 25 root over 2. और इकला इकला इकला. Oh 50 is 25. Oh sorry. It can be also be written as see the 50 this is 50 may go. This 50 can also be represented as 25 into this is 25 into 2. Can we put like this? Yeah, go. We will be having 25 square into 2. So 25 is taken common out, and we will be having this is 25 root over 2. And this will be our answer. Nangi graph se CE kinematic study graph is very important, and I do not have enough time to explain each and every graph. I explain to you matam later on. I will give you a simple concept of how to understand graphical question by doing your question number 26, 27 and question number 32. Right? 6 layer there will be 6 different graphical representation. 6 different graph layer ko the formula number 9 we have a graph between graph for a body at rest. Second graph for a body at uniform velocity, and the third one will be graph for any object which is at constant acceleration. There will be 3 different conditions. We can draw say amana ne nang confusion chat sunga deba confusion se nangi sida we can have according to the based on the physical quantity, based on physical quantity, based on your physical quantity, we may have three different type of graph. Number one will be position time graph, or position time graph haidasu yai natraga displacement time graph haidasu yabra yai hangani ko. Next ani graph we will be having nangi velocity time graph. This will be our velocity, this will be time graph, and the third one will be kya managadi no se acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph. Do you understand this one? So we have in our equation initial velocity have a parameter में आवरे, acceleration have a आवरे, time have a आवरा यावरे, तो displacement have a आवरा यावरे को, and every सिद्धांत is the v equal to कोई formula में हम we have velocity. It may be initial or it may be final. We have one physical quantity which is known as velocity हम ले रहे. Next the acceleration हम ले रहे. Next हम पे ले ऐसे our s height displacement हम लापरा. Next the third the पे this is time and height हम लापरा. Like all together we have four physical quantity that is dependent or that changes with respect to time. मतलब change तो वो between नदी कोई इसी के दौरानी. When it is 4 p.m. we will meet together again. हंगनी को after 5:30 we will depart again. नत्रा every position वगैरह velocity वगैरह acceleration वगैरह displacement वगैरह these remaining three parameters changes with time. मतलब between the मोये हम change तो therefore we have to consider the change of velocity with respect to time, and that will be denoted by the second graphical representation. Okay. And what about the change of acceleration with time? It will be represented by the third one. And what will be the change of your displacement with respect to time? It will be represented by our first graph. Based on physical quantity, we will be having displacement time graph or position time graph. They will have the same name, same consideration. Like position time graph. This is position time graph or displacement time graph. See next time this will be for your velocity time graph. And this will be acceleration time graph. Now very simple. Let us consider any graph. We have a graph between our displacement and time. Similarly, at the angle made by this straight line shape, this is theta. This theta will be now considered as the slope. Slope है कि निको? The tan of theta हम लोग receive the tan of the angle subtended by this graph between displacement and time will be what is the physical quantity on this side? This is displacement over. This is displacement. This is time over. Your displacement by time will be equal to this will be equal to velocity. Do you get the concept over here? So how will you define slope? This is some concept, some graphical concept has to be understood. Okay. Like this graphical understanding will be used across the entire syllabus. Class 12 to use the week off. And how do you understand your slope? Slope height if the graph make an angle theta with the horizontal or the x-axis angle dugi then theta logo that will be defined as slope and height. Get the slope if we draw the slope between your position time graph displacement divided by time, we have velocity. First point next, we consider any graph. We consider a graph between this velocity and the time. Velocity and time. This is very simple. This is theta. Here the slope will be velocity divided by time. We will be having acceleration. Slope will be equal to theta will be velocity by time. We will proceed just like this, and it will be velocity by time. it denotes acceleration number lakra like hangani ko. Now for acceleration number ki log yahi tara kadine acceleration ki di simple hoina we get this is the accelerated motion in kalasi and we consider two duration one duration ni lo simple wala areas ki denote to bari. The area of velocity time graph will give you what? See the kind of area means nangi half base into altitude la kudina draw base into altitude. What is the base? Magi base do kya our time mo bra. This is time and what is the altitude? Altitude will be your velocity. Velocity ka time coordinate displacement sa prasad bra. Understand the understood the what I am trying to say is that if we consider the slope of displacement time graph, it will produce velocity. It will give you velocity. I see order center and the slope for your slope we have we have displacement. We have what velocity next we have acceleration with respect to time this is the displacement versus time given over next up this is the velocity versus this is time like acceleration versus this is time like we are considering three different graphs consider here the slope of displacement versus time graph will give you the next one that is velocity period. Slopes na kay this will behave. This will give you velocity. Yani ko sir. I understand to bra. If you are to find out the slope, between displacement and the time graph, it will be velocity. Yeah, bra. Yani ko. Next the velocity ka time graph ki mulong ta kailani se velocity and your time graph the slope will represent acceleration bra. This is acceleration. Ya ko ai hari se already mathan chatpani ko chalaga sidhi kai ogni. This is not defined, must be defined to get slope se dra. Understood to mi ko hadi manas that slope ko ta ra di acceleration by time velocity change in velocity will be gani but that will be that is not required for the just you consider only this is not required for your syllabus. You just understand like this for your displacement time graph the slope will give you velocity and velocity time graph yung acceleration for what amount of first the displacement. If the displacement is considered with time, then displacement lagi velocity. Okay, so the slope will be displacement versus time graph will produce velocity slope na acceleration velocity ka time will na acceleration 1% to do din chalo yadra yari ko next mo lasi nan area ki logo tara di kailani se area ki na so tanam la ki reverse la ki if we have to consider for the your area logo tara si area di kya manani se area di this is acceleration the time coordinate kailani se simple hoina we will be having length into breadth of multiplied or acceleration into time it will be velocity of the change in velocity will be acceleration time graph but if we have an acceleration time graph and the area is being x then what physical quantity is x what physical quantity is to be find out change in velocity next हम ये area को क्या the area will be equal to displacement areas के calculation if we have to consider the area consider total area under acceleration time graph it will be backward that is velocity will be produced if we have to consider the area between velocity and time it will produce displacement produce slope की ओर forward चक्कीबा याब्रा slope की ओर forward अदुगा area तो backward लाखदीबा for slope it should be in the forward direction mathangda laisna sigi slope ki oragana velocity acceleration aduga area da oragana kana kana laktino it will be velocity aduga kana awedino velocity next displacement yaradra yareko amtang hayo bige see kari represent tabuni if we consider AB to be a graph ABC graph in color se ko ABC graph return the when you identify the nature of the position, is the body at rest or is the body under motion? Anything is kind of AB is kind of AB is perpendicular to the position. Have not my position changed over don't it doesn't change with respect to time. That means in 1 second what is the distance? Market distance me. If this is 5 meter, this is 5 meter at the beginning or at the start of our consideration t equal to 0, our object is 5 meter away from the origin. If we consider t equal to 1, it would be still 5 meter, and this is 5 meter, 5 meter. That means position doesn't change. Is that understood or not? What I am trying to illustrate here is that if the graph is perpendicular to any axis, it may be x axis or y axis or the physical quantity that is represented on that particular axis here will remain constant. I mean say you see graph is another perpendicular way. This graph is perpendicular to the position, the perpendicular graph, and the position doesn't change. Position is constant. You have to take like this, position is equal to constant. If the graph is perpendicular to position axis, then that position is a physical quantity and that position will remain constant. Velocity axis plus minus perpendicular with our velocity doesn't change with time. Velocity will be constant. If the graph is perpendicular to that particular axis, the physical quantity that is represented on that particular axis will remain constant. If this is force force the graph is perpendicular to the force axis the perpendicular the force will remain constant. Understand? Now can we have a graph representing like this? It may be any physical quantity, it may be force OBI, or it may be displacement OBI, or it may be velocity OBI. Can we have our graph directly perpendicular to the time axis? Time axis the perpendicular OBI, yeah, no? Yes or no? Time is constant OBI, no? Time is only the physical quantity that keeps on changing. Any other remaining physical quantity can be kept constant. Look at constant where other time I see this is mass keeps on changing. I don't go around the graph. As come we go. Time is time now you cannot consider the time is equal to constant idea there. Time keeps on changing our graph must not be perpendicular to time axis. If any physical quantity is drawn with respect to time, if the graph is between any physical quantity along with time, then the graph must not be perpendicular to time axis. Time axis the perpendicular. Because the time keeps on changing. We can maintain position constant, we can maintain acceleration constant, we can maintain our velocity constant. However, we cannot maintain a constant time to constant. Therefore, our graph must not be perpendicular to the time axis. Now we will discuss one more topic of the discuss again. See the D. This is positive axis. This is also can we have C axis minus any graph graph we draw a graph between your speed and the time. Can we extend this time axis in the backward direction? Yeah, if this is drawn, if this can be drawn, then we must have time machine. Time machine level to kunatra. Yeah, ko. Ay is kung ko. Time je reverse sa pa backward sa pa de ko. Aduna nang graph yung to suswani pa de. Yan ta. Aduga ay ngarang hai da. See basic concept sa kung ko. Distance will be always kay even if say positive. Distance positive with the value. Ay si sali na tra. Irrespective of your direction, distance will be always positive. Hangi ko, distance is always positive means it must be greater than 0. And if the distance is 0 Ramnina, if the distance is positive Ramnina, our speed, what is the formula for your speed? Speed is equal to distance divided by time whatever. This must be, this is also positive, this is also positive. I have already told you that time can never be positive, can never be negative. This can be never. Distance can never be your negative. Negative. Yeah, the positive. This is positive. This is positive. The division between two positive number is always positive. Tabra. So our speed must be always equal to 0. 0. देखिए ना चाहो तो बना था. Therefore, if a graph is to be drawn between our speed and the time, ये क्या है? It may be drawn like this. मानिए ऐसे को. It may be drawn like this, but the graph must not enter the negative axis. Negative axis the sakpaya de. Ya tabra. Ay ऐसे खाने को. This is graph number A, graph number B. This is graph number C. So which one will be correct? A and B can be correct. However, your C can never be correct. Why? Our speed is taken to be negative in this section. C section the speed to negative taraba tare. Adudi ay haning si speed ka time ye ko tara agadi graph to. It must be always in the positive axis. Positive axis to the first quadrant like do. Ya to. Sida like the son the pe ade, sida pe ade, sida pe ade. Axis sama kita we have 4 quadrant like first, second, this is third, this is fourth like like adu itadi C axis ta. We cannot draw your speed time axis time graph pe ade. This way pe ade. We must have only in this positive. Y is also positive, X is also positive. Tabra positive axis ta ye khad yarani. Sim understood tawren khalasi. Now mag velocity tam bhaira si velocity the dine. It is very simple. Nangi displacement di kaya utare. Displacement gidi with respect to your direction la kudi ko. It may be greater than 0 positive tare. Ay necessary is displacement je. Adum in a given direction alum sa kilosa tabra chali ko. Adu it must be positive. Displacement will be positive when the body continue to move in a given direction. Ma given direction na mada dong continue to rocha kita di our displacement will be positive for the next. Yare next time yo displacement displacement will be equal to 0. Displacement jikra mo to 0 tagni se ay screen chalo re dana. This is positive chale ko. Now I know reverse la ko. Reverse lagta di ay position change tabra tawdi. Adu itadi returning back journey nadi up down. The initial position, final position, some other arena, the displacement will be equal to 0. Returning condition from your home to market to home, our displacement will be 0. Displacement 0 arena, our velocity will be also 0. Next time you see displacement displacement can be negative sutabe. I necessarily say Sidagina second chale ko plus 3 mo for chale na mathang na minus 5 mo sign backward sa thabi abra dabra ang di sidagi example mina a dagina b mo chale ko a dagina b mo chale ma return ko je a is pass to c like adu ita di our final position is behind a the like bro see negative le na negative tarapnina displacement will be negative. So velocity velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. हमला इतना this velocity can be positive, can be negative or equal to 0. या बराबर था ना यार एको खंगनी distance की वैल्यू positive और बनीना speed must be positive. खंगनी velocity ki oitadi velocity can be positive or bi, can be zero or bi, or can be negative or bi. Hangadra aduna see the basic difference between the graph. Graph is it the graph about speed or is it the graph about velocity? This is to be said very carefully. Now let us do your question number. What is the question number 26? When diagram reaction of question number 26, 27, 32 simultaneously when they homework pull up the take. Pirisita here in this question number 26, 27 and question number 33, we have three different graph. First one the acceleration time graph is given, and second the displacement time graph and third we have a displacement time graph is given. Question number for this question number 26, mark question number 26 the area for the acceleration time graph shown in the figure, the velocity of the particle from t equal to 0 to t equal to 6 nm. What is being asked in the question? The velocity at the start of the motion and velocity after the end of 6 seconds. So question is you have to find out the change in the velocity. Okay, from here to here, this is t equal to 0, this is t equal to 0, and this is t equal to 6. We have already known that the area under the acceleration time graph will give you the change in the velocity. Okay. Last diagram discuss the area under the acceleration time graph will give you the change in the velocity. Okay. Go through the formula you detail simple we have to consider the area over here. This is second reason we have to consider from here to here. This will be how to calculate the area. Area is very simple. Area of a triangle will be equal to half base into altitude na to. You calculate now. Answer kya tagi kana hige hige. Rakesh answer kya tagi right? My option to kya hai? Please. Option jidal is 10 haibama, 4 haibama, adudagi 12 haibama, 8 haibama ko. Option number 1 the 10 meter per second. Option number 2 the 4 meter per second. Option number 3 the 12 meter per second. And option number 4 the 8 meter per second. It will be 10 tagani na haib natra. Yare ko. Ado itanti angtang hairasi. Bargain haite. Can you do this or not? No. Rakesh क्या आता है? Umrayum क्या आता है? See this simple mathematical calculation in half base into altitude continuous drop. However, the answer should be quite different from your expectation. Nang expect to do this kano to gani. Sidi mo mana pili sa. There is decrease in the acceleration. Negative portion na may overall. Ado itare the retardation should be there. Is there understood or not? See the positive level na to. From here to here, this will be taken as positive. The area from your 0 to 4 second, the area of the graph, the area of the acceleration time graph from 0 to 4 second is positive because this is in the positive quadrant, positive in the quadrant. And however, the area from 4 to 6 box it must be taken as negative because this is in the negative axis. Is the acceleration acceleration can be positive, negative, or maybe equal to 0. 0 time the still positive tabra. We do not violate any law regarding our time. Time the can change the deco. Time is still positive. This is positive 1, positive 2, 4, 6. Still keep on increasing. Okay. Again, type. Here very simple enough. Your change in the velocity will be equal to area of graph. Area of graph during during the time interval t equal to 0 to t equal to 4 second. Yani ko sir minus area of graph when t equal to 4 during the duration t equal to 4 to t equal to 6 होंगे आबरा यार understand तो होगा मैं सीधा लाइक very simple ना half into नंगी from 0 to 6 की होता है what base क्या होगा नहीं base will be from 0 to 4 और मेरा 4 तारीख को 4 हम यहाँ पर LTT क्या होगी नहीं सीधे से बुक्स क्या ना this is positive 4 हम ताबरा 4 हम यहाँ पे लाइक को minus the area of this right triangle. This will be also half base क्या आता है 4 into 6 40 it will be only 2 हमें निको LTT क्या ना this will be 4 सीधा आई ना नंगा ना confusion चले खेले सेवा you take plus rule of 0 को अदुगा मांगी सीधे क्या लगी acceleration negative तार प्रा you put over here as minus same condition will be obtained यार बा understand तो इको अभी तक सीधो ना this is minus 4 and half पे आबरा minus 4 and half भी आई इस खाओ इको तो क्या ना लेके this get cancel out this is equal to क्या होगा नहीं negative 2 हम लापरा we have 8 minus 4 is equal to 4 meter per second will be our correct answer यार अंदर यार अभी इधर नहीं our correct answer will be your option number 2 यार निको you cannot ignore the negative area तो ignore तो गया थी why you know the body undergo acceleration and retardation जो लाई retardation जो थोड़ी यार बा अतः the retardation portion has to be subtracted यार बा next हम ये कैसे next question जो हम question ना कौन सी लो market से ना आता understand तो question number क्या नो question number 27 है question number 27 दा we have the displacement time problem period very simple way now we have to find out the velocity of graph A and velocity of graph B em lakra your slope of displacement time graph की slope ना करें P velocity P बना था velocity है कहीं नो से angle से क्या होगी ना से this angle will be क्या था इसे था उसे बनाएंगे भी theta A will be equal to what will be the value here from here to here this is 45 natra from here to here this is 15 that means the graph represented by A will make an angle equal to 30 degree if you do not understand it will be 45 from here to here minus this much क्या आता है this is equal to 30 तारा तारनी को से understand तभी so let me remove this is long enough और है yang सांगे this is 30 ini dibiarra ज्ञाता है को करेगी नो for finding out the velocity we must find out our tan of the angle made by our graph ना x axis का से भी angle दोगी tan theta लागू दोगे next हम का है से b ना the angle क्या form तो इसे this will be नंगी double arrow का होगे see double arrow से क्या होगा नहीं this will be 45 from here to here this is 45 plus 15 it will be theta क्या था theta b is equal to नंगी 45 plus 15 क्या था रेडी it will be 60 degree तारबो तारे मान हम इस करेंगे ना we have to find out VA divided by BB है ना तो और this will be equal to slope of A divided by slope of B slope है भी very simple होई ना we will be having tan of theta A divided by this is tan of theta B and we have your tan of क्या माना बा theta A दी क्या नो 30 m लाकरा theta B दी क्या नो से tan of 60 m तारे को you put the value tan 30 की value क्या आता है हाँ tan 30 की this is 0 half 1 by root over 2 and then बतन दा root 3 by 2 हम लाइब्रा This is for your sign. This is 1 tareko. 1 root over 3 by 2. Next the 1 by root over 2. And this is half. And this is 0 tabra. CD. This get cancel out. 1 by 3 tabra. 1 by root over 3 divided by 1060 kya tare. This get cancel out. Root over 3 tabra. The answer to kya tare ni 1 by 3 will be our answer. Yara I suppose to understand the woman because our option number 4 will be correct answer. Next time you know. Next question number 32. 32 or mal any is I 33 land I know the Tazaleco. Question number 32 with the Karina is question number 32 man is the position x of a particle moving along the x axis varies with time as shown in the figure. Figure the P is my P record. The average acceleration swine hang position and going on this. Pyramid, what is being given here? Pyramid. The graph is the graph is between displacement and your time. Displacement and time. Pyramid. What is being asked? Acceleration hang. Is there any direct relation between your displacement and the acceleration? Like when I say displacement time, velocity time, acceleration or the one step say already jumped over. You must know what is or what do you mean by average acceleration. Do you understand the concept here? I ask you from Nangi definition point of view the our average velocity let it be denoted by this the change in the velocity, that is v2 minus v1 divided by t2 minus t1. This would be defined as your average acceleration. Okay, the change in the velocity with respect to the change in the time will be known as average acceleration. We have a displacement time graph, period, and from this displacement time graph we can easily find out initial velocity and final velocity. Is that understood or not? Initial velocity, final velocity. What is the duration? Duration is from 0 to 8 and the pibra 0 to 8 pibra draw. This interpret the graph from 0 to 2 seconds. I will bring it. Man matam se 0 dagina 2 hagra. During I just demand target as A, B, this is C and so we have Magi question carry. We have 3 different sections for the graph. Graph section ahum legani OA have maga, AB have maga, BC have maga. The OA is OA will be under constant acceleration. Speeding up with increase in the time. Time is our displacement is this much. If we increase the time to increase your displacement increase. If we increase the displacement will increase the acceleration is directly proportional to our displacement is directly proportional to dm. Displacement increases with respect to time. That means speed increases. If speed increases, displacement will also be increased. So in short, combine meaning say exam point of view this is not required, but you have to understand for your better understanding. simple oina I haning is the o david a bokti it is speeding up speed tawre ko next what will be the meaning what will be the nature of the motion from a to b just by looking at the graph see akan ta hai sinai ni bujai ki to hai ki speeding up hai na to sir this is speeding up kari gino sir why with increase in time displacement increases from 0 to 40 0 to 40 will increase to ura tawi yai ko aina smile number se this is speed equal to 0 never I say increase to time 1 second 2 second 3 second I displacement to increase to ura tawi that is speeding up yare ko next term let's see from a to b is there any change in the position hong dekho aldi man asle se a dei b book se sina a le na sina b im le natra the body will be at rest. See rest le pra. Understand tawi tawge. Jantai. Understood tawre ko sa hari se. Hungrai khumura. Is there any change in the position during the duration 2 equal to 6? To then 6 property hongra hongde. Mana hani is a C graph le pi simple interpretation late ba. I is the t equal to 0 le ko. T equal to 0 position is le ko. Next amount of studies again from O to A natra for the next 2 seconds hai I see sir ko I see 2 second or ko 2 second tak na 6 second wali I take rest for 4 second over here yara ba A to B se kayo gani rest le ko now mathang ke dawi from your 6 second to 8 second I na mai turn to rear you turn to rear so mo harap ra lagta ra and it takes another 2 seconds so that it is 8 second euro ko man le si no ai na si dagi si upsan ore 2 second le ko sida mafam 0 kan da point a 0 kan da kada I take rest for next 4 second mathami minute second bari ko ai si rest na le 5 so second lagi ai mai le ra kan it is the time to return back here ai return to ko to si kaya ore 8 second of your ba I set is 2 second will be forward motion hangani ko another 2 second will be return motion and in between that nagi forward and backward motion ji munga we have 4 second of rest janta meaning khange adu di mag body sikrai lai body return back to the original position chalo na to my displacement 0 le pra this is displacement 0 le ko this is displacement equal to 0 2 second ke is chalo re ya tare ko displacement 40 le raba from here to here this is 40 centimeter okay khamani I take rest for next 4 second am rest lo re adu I turn my back I direction change to re return am la I ne kya return to re next move 40 is return to bro ai ki position je initial to final cha mana legra lega yan dai ko adi simple oina this graphical representation je tate mate up down chatpada non stop na te ko up chalu re dana stop for or take rest for 4 second hangani and return back after taking 4 second of rest darba hangi ko asigi hoita di what will be the velocity v1 velocity v1 check tang ro kana find out tongam ni velocity v1 will be ma slope height na ka this is positive chatro na tro increasing eba and velocity will be positive ta to product bro yai ko positive wa rabni na kai kare slope is positive therefore our displacement by time displacement is 14 ta bra slope height abi 10 of nang is the half is this is theta 1 ai ba bro this is theta 1 ini ira di ko 10 of theta 1 and this must be positive in nature positive whether the this is 40 divided by what is the duration mag matam si kano 2 lakh ra but this is equal to 20 ta ra 20 meter per second yani ko ai na chat ki ta 20 meter sa ta ra chan masa ka ta na tro 40 minute to sorry 40 meter to 2 seconds every second that you must go at you must cover 20 meter cover to every second you must produce 20 meter displacement. That is the meaning of our velocity. Yare ko next time la si v2 sina return gini sina moving forward hari ko sina forward motion forward sina kayo gini sa this is backward ama hai bra backward motion yo itali this is theta 2 ama hari ke this must be negative maram di ko na so concept ki da positive and lower minna hala kisi ko logo tare this is negative and logo da displacement must be negative. So v2 will be equal to kya tani tan of theta 2 and this must be negative. Why negative? Because same angle set I can explain, I can prove mathematically by using your ASTC rule. Same ga half ga the where it will be too difficult. So you simply understand physically if the both object or the body returns back by taking U-turn lakta di forward na positive, backward na negative logo dinatra. This will be equal to minus what is the magi logical so by the tan of theta. Tan of theta 2 means perpendicular by base. Perpendicular is 40 libra. 40 divided by 2 it will be kya tarani usa magi kya no sa this will be minus 20 tabra you put the value over here. Below the option below v2 di kya no minus 20 minus c minus 20 di kya no this is after evaluation when evaluation ka hoga la ko minus v1 is positive 20 tabra this is 20 and divided by what is the duration sidena sigukti duration di kya no you have to count the duration of race to count of dinatra sat ki bagi 2 le reko race ki 4 race 6 le reko return game kya le sa 2 later all together get that equal. This is nangi 8 minus 0. So we will be having minus 40 divided by 8 and our answer will be kya kare minus 5 meter per second square. Understood to bunga miko si khanga damni si haitabe dabni se mong mandana ne adum lu bani ko. Question number 28 से C की आंसर क्या आता है गनी अंतर है रो आई नानी की सेटिंग नते दा नंगी सम कंसेप्ट रे मीनिंग बाहर तारे अदुगी skip तो लोग चट दिया है I can skip this अदु बोलो खमो रो को question number 28 से दा जब मैं डाबो ग्राफ नत्रा question number 32 ga question number 28 ke sama nahi ko understand tawunga mi adi mana sile is let me interpret this question number 28 this question number 28 is exactly equal to your question number 32 ga graph so sama nahi ko we have your displacement time graph ma period and the body undergo motion for first 2 second mana motion chala bra chale ko forward one chale aluga forward one now what is the displacement produced in the first 2 second 10 meter की displacement produced तो रेको माना 10 meter चला ना पथार ले गए he take rest for how many second 6 second माना कनो जे rest तो रबा 2 second तक ना नंगी 8 second वो rest तो रबा 8 second तक ना next ना मुला को से माना लाई से another 2 second agi 8 tag na 10 buksi return to rapra what is the total distance kya aata dino 20 da dino to mana hangi je distance hangiro displacement will be equal to 0 hangi ko question je nang alter to change to hangi pe ai ba si ka ni use asidu yam du khale starting point sile ko si ai chali 10 meter में चला बरा चले distance क्या नो 10 meter चल रहे को return तो रे next 10 meter की हम distance हम चला बरा तो total distance to be covered से कहनो 10 forward 10 backward all together 20 ले रे को what about the displacement 0 ज्ञान ता बरा displacement is 0 नहीं मान question ना हम इसे करें हम नो what is being asked in the question total distance travel have natra. Without any calculation, you have to understand that the body has covered a total distance of 20 meter. 10 distance, 10 meter for the nangi forward. Hangani ko 10 meter for the backward. Answer kya tha? 20 lani. Displacement of home tani answer kya tani? 0. Aku di yaad ra. Yaad ni ko. Simple hange. Question number 28 se understand tawre. Next time to have say question number 25 say I will give you 2 minutes or 1 minute to choose the correct answer from your question number 25. Sikara mo choose the landagi do khalo. I sim thali ngai dak hai ko sim ta ngai explain ta ro mage adu ko loi lo re. Dalam ko sumdage question 25 se mau mandana dum thra lugro se question je which of the following graph for a body along the straight lines is possible oi the is considered to one haibadi out of these four given diagrams da 3 will be incorrect oi the khangani ko and only one can be true achum oi the yabra si simtang tawasi question number 25 though we have four different graph ni graph number 1 can never be our answer kay you know tayo Rakesh haibra hangde graph number 1 is tumra la bro lali manam se kay why nang na simple ni mo ai na sai hai gi kare hai gi time cannot return back time se reverse pe ade na nang se graph si ui hero graph in that this is 1 second this is 2 seconds this is 3 seconds this is 5 seconds and kala jeba 5 second graph is see sai la ta di time to reverse la na ta do you understand what I am explaining sida na graph swine sa tin na matlab je wo sida this is t equal to 0 le 1 second da mag speed to increase ta re second speed to increase ta re third speed increase ta re fifth speed to increase ta re mathang de ge no ma pi ri se speed to decrease ta re adu ko matam duna kya ho re 3 second ni matam duna kya ho re 2 second ni matam duna kya ho re 1 second ni then so understand the idna our time can never return back matam to halak pa ya de na man graph sin ta is the no speed ki dine it is true for speed point of view it is true but from your time point of view time is returning nang time se back na lo bro time se nang back se la pinga this is wrong time से सीधे ना सिर्फ क्या चल रहा है 5 चल नत्रा time axis that it keeps on increasing with you नत्रो क्या तबरा ताई अदुना your diagram number 1 is wrong diagram number 1 से लालिको next अनि सुबदना ये मुको everything seems to be correct here जुम्बो माली इतना सी time से increase तब speed से increase तब decrease तब however nonetheless से सी कहीं से our graph से करो चली speed की negative तक चल चली माना speed is negative and p bro some portion से negative तो याव तो bro negative याव तो speed can never be negative है नीना this is also wrong याद रखा यारे सी तो सब मानेंगे नन ग्राफ चल कल से सीधे सी कुछ ग्राफ की सब पगी my pattern जे वो सी चल तो दिना था फाइनल नत्रा अली सी लेगी ना this is 5 second हम लेगी 5 second लेगी वो reduce करो पता this is equal to 3 lakh ra so this is equal to t equal to 5 mana sali se ahan bada minute manga sa minute manga yo ka da 5 second after 5 second can we have a 3 second back yad idra physically it is impossible hoganina this is also time return da hoganina false ya bra ya see the diyo man game kaba automatically answer adum si correct hotina tra मतलब से टाइम से इंक्रीज तो रहा सी जे तंग है what would be the interpretation for your graph number 4 की interpretation क्या होगी ना the body returns back to the original position याद रहे हो ऐसे हम रहे हो सीधा टाइम ले लेना टाइम से this is 1 second this is 2 second this is 3 second this is 4 second this is 5 this is 6 this is 7 this is 8 हम लाख रहा my position is to increase the rate my position displacement is equal to 0 displacement is equal to 0 tabra time keeps on increasing all this simple one na mana period graphical representation se ai na spine se re yar ba si chalu re ko adu spine hala ko ya bra tabra hale ai position kya change tawi 0 displacement is 0 khagi ko what about the duration 4 second for up 4 second for down all together 8 second ya de understand the graphical understanding le ko and see the see from tomorrow we will start motion of motion of particle under gravity yes